I'm going across to Seth Freeman, Senior Managing Director at Glass Ratner B. Riley, joining in live from California. Just get his sense about this latest slew of trade deals that are being announced, especially the one with Japan. Seth, great to have you on. As always, does it seem like there will be a settling, but perhaps higher than the earlier mark? The 10% base case seems to have lifted to 15% as far as tariffs are concerned.
Well, it's important. I want to point out at the very beginning here that Japan has had a 0% tariff on U.S. automobiles prior to all of this. So all of the noise about Japan has nothing to do with cars.
So, okay, but the implications of that, it seems like more deals are being struck, Seth. And so therefore, I guess from our perspective in India, where perhaps one of the only major economies that is still waiting for a deal to be struck. And so the sounds are all right. And there is an anticipation that there will eventually be a deal struck, but we're still waiting. Right. Do you say directionally that the things that were worrying the street and global investors are getting mitigated somewhat? Of course, Donald Trump continues to attack the Fed chair, but the market seems to be seeing through that as well.
Absolutely. Anything that can help reduce the uncertainty and especially, I would say, the volatility of various tariff rates is very positive, not only for the U.S., but for the global economies, because we saw the kind of disruption when the original tariff tantrum was announced several months ago.
Seth, so of course the Nikkei is reacting duly to this deal being reached. I was reading on one of the global websites that Vietnamese stocks are also up on the optimism of the trade deal. Could it well happen that as the deadline nears, a flurry of these get announced and equity markets by and large take that constructively and positively?
Yeah, I think the U.S. government's been working very hard to try to close deals by this August 1st deadline, because it's not helpful and it doesn't look good for the administration to have not achieved many deals. So I guess we could look at the Japan deal and hope that this is a sign of some momentum, which would obviously, should a deal be cut with other emerging markets countries, that would be very positive.
Just to come back to the point that you first made, that tariffs on imports from Japan into the United States on automobiles used to be 0. It will now be 15%. So if I extend that to India, we're hoping for a favorable deal. Maybe we land at around 15%, 10% is the base case. But if you compare it to what the tariffs were, the average tariffs were, it is going to be a hike. Do you see that as a negative impact coming in at some point or the other?
I think any increase in tariffs is negative. I'm a free trader myself. I worked actually in helping pass NAFTA years ago when Clinton was the president. It's just negative. However, what's most important is getting this resolved, so at least all the countries and importers know what the rules are.
So much, Seth Freeman there, speaking on what we can really, expect going further.